Download Loco now. Download Loco now. Download Loco now. Oi, download Loco now. Download Loco now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to All-Star Showdown Valorant, brought to you by Penta Esports and partnered by Trinity Gaming, Tug, and Loco. My name is Scripps. With me is OG the Lotus Chicken. We're going to be your casters for the day, and we have some amazing games ahead of us. You're going to be witnessing your favorite content creators collab with your favorite esports players, and all of them are going to come together to play some fun games of Valorant.
Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing day because we have two best of threes lined up for you today. And flashbacks from yesterday, best of three, it felt like three maps. And again, first map going into 4 overtimes. I don't think anybody envisioned that coming. God knows what we have on display today, Crips. Only God can help us, I guess.
Yeah, but unless you believe in a higher power or unless you believe in yourself, there's really not much that you can accomplish if you can't believe in your teammates. That's the most important part over here, because keep
True.
in mind that these guys don't play with each other every day. Sure, some of the esports players have experience of playing with each other, over extended periods of time, but for the most part, the captains, they just chose their players on the basis of an auction. And you don't play with each other all that often, you don't know each other's tendencies, so most of these matches aren't one of those really coordinated and one of those really extravagant matches where the strategy is all over the place, there's counter plays and mind games happening. No, these games are for the most part simple, and that's the beauty of it. It's just coming down to raw Valorant, raw trading, and at the end of the day also a little bit of BM.
A little bit of BM, eh? I think there's
A
gonna
little
be more
or a
than
lot.
just BM, bro. I think it's gonna be a lot of bamboozling that's on the server today, and it's for an important reason. You really need to get your A game today, as today will mark who's gonna be our grand finalist. By the end of the day, we'll have our answer, and we're gonna have that upper bracket matchup. We're gonna have that lower bracket matchup. It's been real neck to neck. Not only have the players been outperforming what we expect when it's a casual tournament, sure, you don't have any pressures, so people like SK Rossi just don't have any reason to hold back, right? But we've also seen the captains individually step up and deliver massive plays. Scout was brilliant on the breach yesterday. Mortal played decently on his killjoy. He was able to support his team really well and force fights which were needed for his team to success. We also saw Alpha really kick ass on that Sage. So everybody is just contributing in a way where you can't really say, you know what, they have a disadvantage, they have an advantage. I'm just looking forward to the show, man. Day two of action begins, my friend. A lot of, again, clutch plays that we did get to witness yesterday. Today, the horizon's open.
Yeah, the horizon's open. There's nothing but excitement in the air all the way to the horizon, to the ends of the earth. And I just have one question today. To what end will these content creators and pro players go today to achieve victory over here? Like, will they continue playing like they did yesterday, or will they go the extra mile? Will they put in the extra effort to make a difference today? I kind of want to
Hmm.
see how seriously do these players start playing today, or will
Yeah.
they continue to just sticking to having fun and just chill out?
I think after seeing what happened to Team Alpha, the other teams need to kind of realize that, we need basic strategy involved
Yeah.
in the game to kind of carry them forward. Because even if you have a player going above and beyond, scoring more than 40 frags, but he's still taking L, that's sure a loss in an insignificant game, but that otherwise could be a victory. I'm just thinking from the other side here. So there has to be a little more fundamental play involved in how they approach, especially that attack, right? We've seen a lot of those teams, as soon as they swap away from the defense, it becomes slightly problematic. So I think that's where they might need the most improvisation. And I think the best way to improvise on the attack is maybe go in with a double initiator composition, set up your duelists on either end, and just play more of that loose style. That I think we got to witness a lot of that from Team Snax. Or wait, yeah, I think that was Team Snax yesterday.
Yeah,
I don't
for the
really
most
recall.
part. Yeah. I don't think I remember too many people trying to go for a double controller. Partially because double controller on Ascent doesn't really make sense, and we saw almost nothing but Ascent yesterday. I'm hoping that today that trend
Please
changes.
not.
We saw like what, some three Ascent games and one game of Bind.
Yeah,
And
that's all.
yeah, today I'm hoping that we get a lot more variety than just that one particular map. I know it can be the comfort pick of most people, and it's almost like, the national map of India at this point. But still, there's so much more that Valorant has to offer.
Yeah, and there's so many more possibilities that opens up in a map where everybody then needs a challenge, right? You think of a
Yeah.
map like Icebox, you think of a map like Fracture, two maps that are very, very essential in forcing early fights and being proactive throughout the map. Maps like those, however, you can actually have the laughs, actually have the memes, actually have the entire bonanza go wild. On a map like Ascent, it becomes kind of one-dimensional because you think,
Yeah.
you try to backstab, it's very easy to root that out. You try to make hero plays, it's very easy to root that out. There's very less possibilities that
Yeah.
can happen, especially on a server of this caliber.
Yeah. And when you got players who are not that coordinated, it's best to have more chaotic maps because that's where the real content comes in. That's where the real
Yeah,
masala lies over there. I mean, if it's Ascent, then everyone knows how to play Ascent. But if it's, let's say, something along the lines of Pearl, then I'm not sure if all the players are comfortable with it. I'm sure all the
exactly.
professional players would be comfortable with it, but the content creators who don't main Valorant as their primary game, they might not know every nook and corner, especially now that Ascent has been changed just last week. So people still need to get used to the new map and everything else.
Hmm. Now I'm wondering, dude, if there's gonna be patches coming soon, and I think by the end of the year there should be another map removed. So
Hmm.
I just wish Ascent's removed for the sake of South Asia, because I want to see so much more variety down here. And
Yeah.
in all honesty, we have brilliant minds in South Asia who can strat like never before. My mind goes to the folks at Revenant. Sure, they might not be pioneers, but the way they played Haven and the kind of meta they developed around utility, that's beautiful stuff to watch from our region. So a lot more of that is possible, but you need to get out of your comfort zone for that.
Yeah, true, true. And I'm glad that you brought up the innovation part, especially about Revenant, because I think they were the first professional team in India to actually start first picking Pearl as their map. And
True.
whenever they head into a best of three or a best of five, they actively push Pearl to the beginning of the series rather than the end. So they are definitely not afraid of trying new things. I think that was the same team that innovated when Fracture first came out. So I love it when teams take the initiative. Meanwhile, on
Hmm.
the other hand, there were teams like Velocity Gaming and Global Esports who took the initiative to learn Breeze when it first came out. But then again, Breeze was like a really long time ago. I think it's like almost a year now. It was definitely in
Yeah.
2021. So yeah, uh, uh, there's always been people who are keen on innovating, but some a little more than the others.
In fact, the only innovation that I can even remember on Breeze is from Revenant. It's I think it was close to maybe 7 months ago. They were playing Velocity on Breeze out of every team, and
Hmm.
they almost won the entire game 13 to 11 without a single duelist. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
won 9 rounds on the attack, where it's supposed to be technically a little harder. So, yeah, sometimes that's South Asian Valorant, ain't it?
I mean, you don't always have to stick to the meta, If you want to innovate, sure, it's a risk. And I think over the course of the years, whatever has happened in Valorant, I think it's more or less implied that Riot really wants you to experiment and try new things. I mean, you take a look at Pearl and all its compositions during VCT Champions. There was no one particular composition that worked really well. Everyone was trying something new. Some people experiment with the double controller, some people experimented with double initiator, even double duelist came through, and everything has its own pros and cons. In fact, in the grand finals of VCT, we saw someone pick up Viper on Haven. And while most people would advise against it, it worked well, at least in the first half. In the second half, they got demolished by DRX. That's a different story. But yeah, it's about innovation. You can pick the same character in the same map, but then still play it so differently. It would be refreshing to watch.
Yeah, I wish we get like that meme moment. I think it was one play from DRX. I think it was Stacks where he like kissed his mouse. I wish
Yeah,
we get
yeah, yeah.
meme moments like that from this tournament. Regardless, if you're just joining us for this journey, this has been brewing for a little time. On the 21st, we did have the auction hosted by Mamba, and everybody got to pick their team on the games that we did get to see yesterday, we already had to bid farewell to one team. Now there's 3 teams left in the tournament, and by the end of today, we'll have our 2 grand finals. So we're gonna have our upper bracket finals first, and then the loser of the upper bracket finals goes and dukes it off at the lower bracket finals to then maybe get their slot in the finals. There's still a decent bit of moolah for grabs, Crips. So there is still a lot for them to fight for. Some might be the trash talk points, some might be the I told you so, some might be the Sunday money.
Hmm. Sunday money. I mean, it depends on how you view your games. Obviously, some people over here take it a bit more seriously than the others. But for the most part, I think people will not take it that seriously as well. It depends on what you're looking for over here. If you're just here to have a good time, well, then you came to the right place. If you're here to actually prove a point and show that you're a better player, sure, you can go ahead and try doing that. But of course, you'll be met with resistance equally as well. But there's obviously the moolah that we have to discuss over here, and
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of it at stake. The first place team gets 2 lakh rupees, the second place gets 1.25, third gets 75,000, and the fourth place team, which was eliminated yesterday, walked home with only 50,000 rupees. And
Yeah.
of course, the MVP of the tournament himself will get 50,000 rupees as well as a bonus. So it serves you well to perform individually.
If not, every MVP so far has been a GE member, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, they're sweating it out there at the GE bootcamp for the extra bonus. And you know what? Like, let's think of it hypothetically, Crips. If you were to like get second place or first place, you'd hypothetically bag maybe like what, 30K, 20K,
Mhm.
considering you have to split it with your team. What would you spend the money on? The last time I won something, I just went party.
I mean, if I would have to spend my money, I'd probably get some new clothes, get myself a
Uh,
vacation, go out, and spend some time away from the screens. If I'm sweating in the game enough, that means I've played enough Valorant, and it's time to probably rest my eyes and look at some nature.
wow. Crip looking sick with the drip, eh? That's what you're looking forward to? All right.
Probably.
That's brilliant. Regardless, this is also what's this called? A double LM, right? So it gives teams a little bit of comfort. Again, like we said, these are players and content creators who don't necessarily play on the same page or play with each other. So there's still room for error, and that's room for error gone away for Team Snax. No more slouching from there, and they need to absolutely kill it if they want to make it to the grand finals. And their opposition is going to be decided by the current matchup, which is Team Scout versus Team Mortal. Looking at how either team played yesterday, in fact, Team Mortal and Team Scout were the 2 teams that actually impressed me. Team Scout and how well-rounded they were, and Scout's ability to just flex. He's able to fill in roles very easily without having any problems whatsoever. Team Mortal, on the other hand, we got to see nice display of skill from Marcel yesterday. He was just wrecking people with the KO. And I hope that for Mortal's sake, we get to see Zephe, man. This guy's frag movies have been looking insane. He can get a couple of clips here, maybe. Who knows?
Hmm. I mean, I think he's not the only person who's gonna get some clips. Yesterday we had so many people make clip-worthy moments. There were clutches, there were spray transfers, there were one taps, obviously, and moments where people picked up aces, moments where people missed those aces were just quad kills. Some in hilarious ways, some because their kill got stolen. So we will get to see a mixed bag. We will get to see all kinds of emotions over here, and obviously, speaking of emotions, Team Snax is going to be feeling a little under the pressure because they're in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Either Team Scout or Team Mortal is going to join them there very soon.
Now, I'm looking at Team Mortal. I'm thinking, what could be the thing that goes right? What could be the thing that goes wrong? We've seen how Sai's reaction is when his games just ain't on a roll, let's say. Even yesterday, in fact, he started off relatively slow, but he did end up picking the pace up at the end. And again, Mortal did more than enough alongside
Oh,
Marzel
yeah.
in some of those rounds where he had to force fights. He even won those fights. Like, I remember one against Hellranger where he absolutely demolished him. I think a 90-degree flick or something along that lines.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree that Mortal was the best captain yesterday. He was the one who played the most consistently. Okay, at least we have
Uh-huh.
Icebox as a third map, but we start again with Ascent and Bind. It looks like it's the same old map pick, Vito.
Deja vu.
Deja vu all over again.
All right, so at least in the sense of this best of three matchup, I hope that we at least get to see a little more variety. Maybe somebody picking a whack duelist or maybe an all duelist composition. Dude, this is the time for the memes, This is the time for the content. In all honesty, like you've been mentioning, what is the most whack thing that you think would be possible? I think I've never seen. I've seen a multiple initiator lineup, and that's absolutely brutal to play against because, like, let's say you have a breach, let's say you have a sky, and let's say you have a KO against you.
Green flashes.
Bruh, yeah, I'd jump off my roof right then and there.
I mean, your roof isn't that high, so you'll probably just break a leg, which is something
Exactly
that
what
these
I want.
players are looking to do. But I think the most whack thing that I would expect is a 5 duelist lineup.
Five duelist, I mean, that's kind of already been worn off with the amount of spike rush and content around it already. I think everybody wants five duelists because they think they can go out and just fight, right? And
Hmm.
that's where it gets fun. Like, imagine having, wait,
Hmm.
are there five sentinels altogether? You have Chamber, you have Killjoy, you have Sage,
Cypher.
you have Cypher.
You don't
I
have a
don't
fifth
think we
sentinel.
have a fifth sentinel, right?
No, you don't.
Okay, so it's not possible to run a five-man sentinel comp. How bad, how
That
sad.
would be, yeah, that would be really dumb, honestly. Um,
Dumb
you don't even have a lot of controllers. You don't even have a lot of
point.
initiators that way. So yeah, it's 5 duelists is like one of the things that you can
Hmm.
still do right now. 5 initiators would really not make sense. I mean, it wouldn't even be fun to play. I mean, forget about playing against. So yeah.
Okay, I kind of get where you're coming from, but yeah, it's something that's so out of the blue. It's something that's so out of logic that you might not see it coming. And in a tournament like this, where you have people like Marcel, like Hellranger, people who are supposed to be at the apex of their roles, seeing them pull something off like this would truly be a statement.
Yeah, I mean, I would like some of the at least the pro players to step out of their comfort zone and pick up something that they don't usually pick up. Of course, most of the players over here specialize in one particular role, but they are well versed with everything else as well. That's
Oh yeah.
because they've just played Valorant so much that they can fit into any role, right? Um, but then there's certain I'm gonna have to say certain stereotypes over here. Like you will almost always see SK Rossi on the chamber or the jet. It's just what he's famous for. So there's people who've become synonymous with certain characters. Like Kappa is known for playing along with the Sova, and he's become synonymous with that. He's become like one of the best Sova players in the country. So there's those kind of reputations that the players have built for themselves. I just want them to deviate from that.
Yeah, I feel like so with what you said, right? these players are going to be very good at one agent, but innately they should be comfortable in all. And
Yeah.
that's a very important point to bring up, because that's the distinction between playing at a good level and playing at a great level. If you're playing at a good level, you can play one agent, but at threshold. But once
Hmm.
you start playing around with the other roles, the initiators, the sentinels, the controllers, you get a good mindset of how the other players perceive the game, what their mind process, what their thought process is going through their mind, and more
Hmm.
importantly, what the logical counterplay is and the kind of options around that. So once you start playing around more roles, you get a more well-rounded understanding of the game, which helps you make better counterplays, better judgments, and more importantly, better plays.
Yeah. But do you think we'll get to see too many counterplays today? Or do you think we'll just get to see mostly one-dimensional pushes?
This is just a friendly tip to anybody watching on the English stream, but I think that at least in terms of having a player like Marzel, very versatile player, so we might get to see Marzel and Kappa maybe meme it out a little. You also have Zai and Vibor in Team Mortal, so it's you see this lineup and it's three players with immense experience and Vibor who's still a very decent flex. I still see it possible by Team Mortal.
Hmm. At least when it comes to Team Mortal, I have a feeling that these guys will be more along the lines of not rushing in just yet, because I saw yesterday that they were making plenty of rotations around.
Yeah.
Even Team Scout, they went for multiple fakes. I mean, of course, they weren't that good at selling the fakes, but then they knocked on the doors of A, rotated back all the way towards B, tried exploring mid, and they were trying every avenue of the map. They explored every nook and cranny. Not that there's a lot of nook and crannies in Ascent to explore, but yeah, they tried all the other avenues. Meanwhile, when it came to the other teams, especially teams like Snax or even Alpha Clasher for that matter, if they commit to a site, they just went in for it. They didn't try to play too many brain games. We saw Mortal try to do it, and I just hope we get to see more of those today. I just hope we get to see layers in the games. Try to get it as close to a professional match as possible, but obviously that's not the vibe we are going for over here. It's supposed to be a fun tournament. People are supposed to chill out. So hey, whatever your definition of chilling out is, if your definition of chilling out is just rushing in and trying to click on your opponent's heads, then so be it. If you want to play mind games, then you're more than welcome to do so.
You talk about playing the closest to being a professional team, right? And I think the one team that's actually done it in this tournament is Team Snax. Because yesterday on their game in Ascent, we got to see a lot of variety on their attack. They had executes, they had split picks, you had lightning fast coming in with all the shenanigans possible, and I'm talking about map 1 and then map 2 as well. We saw this on multiple occasions, so I'm kind of happy about Team Snacks and the way they've been performing. It's a very funny thing that we did get a witness yesterday. I think that was Hellranger who's playing the Breach, right, where he killed two of his teammates. I think the first time that I've
Oh
seen it
yeah,
in
yeah,
Valorant.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen team kills with Molotovs. I've seen team kills with showstoppers and ultimates like orbital strikes. But this was the
Never
first
with a
time I saw
Trinity.
someone die to an aftershock. And even more funny was the fact that he managed to kill two of his teammates with just one aftershock.
Exactly.
And that's just like how do you even mess that up? So yeah, I mean at that point I can't even blame Hellranger, right? Both of them ended up walking into the same aftershock, so definitely something must have gone wrong from there and as well. And you can't blame it all on Hellranger. And I mean, he managed to get you out of that sticky situation, managed to win you the game, so you can't blame him after all.
Yeah, you can't blame him whatsoever. And at this point, I'm just looking forward to that draft, man. We've been theory crafting a crap ton. I think we should be live with the draft in just about a minute. This should be a very, very fun best of three if it goes all three ways. Because if we get Icebox, we're going to get to see a first new map in this entire tournament, which is kind of sad for me to say right now. But that's assuming it'll go all three maps. Do you assume that it'll go three maps? I'm kind of wishing, but I have an inkling it's going to be a 2-0 for some reason.
2-0 in favor of? In favor
Not
of?
that.
That you haven't
I want
decided
to say
yet.
Team Mortal.
Okay. Uh, for the first time, I'm inclined to agree with you. Uh, and I'm saying this because Mortal himself, the captain, is playing really well. And I think between all the four captains, between Scouts, Snacks, Mortal, and Alpha Clasher, I think he was the one who stepped up the most yesterday. I think he was the one he was able to go toe to toe with these pros. So yeah, I'm also kind of siding with Team Mortal this time around.
I think Team Mortal do have somewhat of an edge, although Scout, he did show that even though he wasn't involved in many gunfights, he was kind of influential with the way the game panned out. The kind of utility that he supplemented his team with in the nick of time, it was something that neither of us expected. We expected Scout to maybe play more of a controller or a fragging role. So him filling in that initiator was lovely to see. Today could be a different day, however. Oh, okay. Kohli going back on his Sova. This is something I expected. Rex on that raise. Yeah, nothing different. Scout most probably gonna man the breach again. We saw him man the breach yesterday on Ascent. The other side, Marzo with the same. Yeah, it's more or less rinse and repeat.
Any change whatsoever? Oh yeah, okay. I was looking forward to have Kappa on the fade, but he picked up a Sova in the end regardless. So yeah, really not too many changes over here. Except for maybe Rex on the race. I haven't seen him play race in a while. So that could be a breath of fresh air.
Rexy on the raise never disappoints, dude. I've kind of appreciated the way he plays the duelist, although there's still that lightning fast show that I'm looking forward to, man. The kind of fun that we got to witness from Lightning Fast and Bind yesterday was next level. And again, this is a best of 3. So we have a long road ahead of us. Not only do we have 1, but 2, my friend.
Oh yeah, we have 2 best of 3s today. So we first have Team Scout versus Mortal playing the upper bracket. The loser of this game will then go down to face Team Snax in yet another best of 3.
It's going to be a long day for who loses this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Ever since I started Valorant, I feel like the ability for me to play so much Valorant back to back in one seating has kind of decreased. I'm not sure if it's Valorant or if it's just me getting a little older.
It's fatigue, right? You do anything for too long, it becomes tiring. And Valorant at the highest level, it is a very difficult game to play. You gotta not only make sure that your reflexes are on point, but you also gotta make sure that your brain is working. If you get too tired, you start making these poor decisions and you start losing out on these simple duels which you shouldn't be under normal circumstances. So stuff like that is, a place where your fatigue just kicks in. So yeah, just it's just fatigue, I guess. I guess that applies to anything that you do, right? It's not just playing Valorant. It could be playing even a chill game. You could even if you're playing like a single player campaign game, and if the campaign is too heavy for you, it can be a bit too much to take in at a single time.
Oh, talking about single player campaign games, yesterday I kind of revisited a game called Project Snowblind. It's like imagine Valorant character abilities, but with one guy and he's trying to save the world. And that's the single player game. It's somewhat like that. You have like 8 different abilities. One of them's like a dismiss. One of them is like a stim. There's one which is invisibility. So yeah, a lot of fun things that you can do in a game that's almost 15 years old. Regardless, talking about a game that we've been waiting for, the draft is done. We should be ready to kick on to Ascent. I think both me and Crips have given our prediction. Both of us predict Mortal to take this in a 2-0 fashion, which is, I think, bold from both of us, but come to expect the unexpected, and today we're going in with that motto. We're not expecting this, hence we're doing the prediction. You guys let us know as well in the chat. Drop in a hashtag Mortal, drop in a hashtag Scout with whoever you support, because we are in touching distance from this first best of 3. If we do get to see any inkling of difference from yesterday, I think the one thing I would want is the one thing that I think we can expect is more impact from Mortal, because yesterday we saw him play against a KO, right? So a lot of times his utility was kind of down in the dumps because he was suppressed. Today that's not the case, so we might expect to see a little more from our main man here.
I mean, Mortal is playing a Killjoy, so he definitely needs his utility, and especially when you have like a 0 point or a null command activated, then the Killjoy can't really do much. The Sentinels are the ones who suffer the most.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That knife actually revealed 2 people, if I'm not mistaken, and this hit towards B should be fairly transparent. So is the rotations. They anticipate this hit coming from a mile away. The swarm's out. The alarm bots get out in the nick of time. They have a good inkling as to what's ahead of them here. The fight with Rex, and he's not able to transition for more than one.
Oh, but this transition, it's gonna help them out so much. The spike is dropped in no man's land. Recovery is nigh impossible. And so is falling back because Sai is watching the backstab. In case they try to get outside, then Sai is the one responsible for stopping them in their tracks. But Kappa, he's giving away 1v1s, and that was not supposed to happen. Now Mortal has to defend the spike all by himself. He's able to catch at least one of them off guard with the turret, finishing them
Turret
both off.
double.
Oh, okay then.
God. That is a salt setup. I love it. I love it.
I mean, it's not even like a really next level turret placement, right? It's just it's like a very normal position to put it on top of that little box on top of CT. It's a rather normal position to have it on.
Yeah, I know. I've had teammates in the past who either ignore turrets or not able to kill it whatsoever. And yeah, that was just beautiful memories of the past playing back in my mind.
Well, the fault line definitely stops Saya from going aggressively. But hey, I'm surprised that he's only stuck to his goals. He didn't upgrade to a sheriff or any spectre or anything else. I fully expected them to force buy. In fact, yesterday we saw this one trend where all the teams were purchasing weapons regardless of whether they win the pistol or not. So I thought something like that would continue today as well. But it seems like it's not happening.
I think our man wants to go for an early operator there. Especially
yeah.
on the defense when you're playing a jet, that operator can aid you a lot, not only in terms of getting your confidence, talking about confidence, yeah, but it also helps you just snowball the game as you'll be able to take early fights. Somehow, like we mentioned this, right? They buy sheriffs, they still win the round, and we assume that it won't happen because of the early pick. Well, la-ti-da, this is same story. Going the same direction. Is it going to be the same finish though? Mortal almost getting that frag. Kappa to finish off Wimp, and thankfully we regain a little bit of composure and sanity on the server.
Well, I'm not sure about composure because Kappa is ready to decompose any dead bodies that are going to be dumped his way.
There we go. The triple. And he's already just 4 points away from his Hunter's Fury, so could expect Sai to pull up the op. There we go. So Sai's gonna pull up the op. This is gonna be a round where Team Mortal are looking to fight tooth for nail. The entire point of this strategy is to not give them the bonus on a silver plate. This is kind of the FPX strategy, but a little bit more towards the other side, where rather than having two Vandals, you're gonna sacrifice by just getting one operator early frag. You're gonna play numbers.
And speaking of numbers, we haven't really seen too many of these fights where people just dump bodies at each other. We haven't really seen too many trades just yet. But then again, it's just 2 rounds. Maybe I'm just saying it a bit too early. I kind of want to see one of these rounds where people just pick up an Odin and too many people just walk into that Odin at once and you get like an instant triple, quadruple thing. It would be funny to look at. It would also be somewhat a lame way to get all these kills, but it would be really funny to look at.
It's funny when it doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not on the receiving end of it, then it's all cool, right?
Exactly. Well, for that memes, we have the showstopper as well, I'm looking forward to a couple of parties. And the operator! Oh, no! Oh, that is brutal, Rexy! You didn't have to do him like that.
And Sai did a massive job of covering that recon with the cloud burst, still trying to get the angle through the
another one,
but
dude.
Rex just takes no prisoners. He shoots down the op, shoots down Kappa as well. Maybe Mazel can pick up the slack, but hey, the spike has been dropped, and that's something going in the favor of the defenders. Finally, they've lost 2 of their players, but that paranoia at least gives away the position of the attacking Omen. It tells you exactly where he's supposed to be, and right now, Vibhor is kind of trapped. At the same time, Badlov is trying to make some moves off flanks.
The punish!
The Rex ends up dying of all people. I really thought Badlov would be the one who takes the fall over there. But hey, at least if they think that one person is dead, then maybe he'll go unchecked. He's still trying to make a move. Mazel needs to kill off Kohli before there is a chance of him getting shot on the back of his head. And I don't think he's aware that Badlov is on the move. He's on the prowl. He scopes in at the right time, but Badlov is just a tad bit faster. And now Mortal has to clutch this 1v2. Walks into the both crosses. This was such a chaotic round, OG. I swear to God. From the spike being dropped on a main to that to before getting sandwiched to Rex dying when Battle of should have died instead. I kind of have a feeling that because Rex died, the defenders had a false sense of security, thinking that they dealt with the mid lurker, but they did not know that there was one more. So yeah, you can kind of say that Batlove ended up baiting Rex over there, but hey, he baited him well. It worked out.
Yeah, that was a round of bamboozled scripts. I don't think we can even try dissecting that if you wanted to. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a brilliant outplay. Rex is looking for the recon dart, and Kappa's like, bruh, that's exactly where I want you to look. Shoots him in the back of the head, but this run's still up at a bed. It's a 4v4. Marzel, close flash play. Oh, okay.
Oh,
that-
what?
Okay, yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Hey, at least Sai is in prime position. He should be able to get the isolated fight against Papa. No, wait, hold on. Kohli, he gets the better of him.
Wow.
He was aware that Kohli was right around the corner. Backup is not on the way just yet. And if Wimp is able to get a free kill on Kappa, it would be like nothing else. Of course, he wasn't ready. Nobody would anticipate one more person to be on top of heaven. Mortal once again left in the near impossible clutch situation. This time having to face double the amount of people that he had last
Nice
time.
shot. Yeah, if he gets maybe another kill and dies, he will have his ultimate as well. So it's worth a try. Although with the Pokeballs, he goes for a peek, and Wimp gets himself the quad. The first frag from Wimp was the one that, you know, set the server of frenzy. How did Marcel not find himself that kill? It looked like he played all his cards right up until that situation.
I mean, I'm sure you don't expect me to respond to that, right? That was a rhetorical question, I hope.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rhetorical, for sure. Sometimes you don't have answers for stuff like that. Let's see if Team Mortal has the answer to this one, because this could be a little dicey for them. They don't have the money. They did win the first 2 rounds, but after that, after losing the next 2 consecutive buy rounds, they're kinda in the dumpster. But speaking of the dumpster, that's where Kappa puts Wimp.
Ay ay ay. That was a shot and a half, Kappa. Well played. They've kept this defense a little flexible. Nice recon dart from Kappa. It gives them a boatload of information, and Marcel momentarily lapsed in judgment. Kappa's Hunter's Fury is not able to find anything. It's fallen away. But Team Scout still on the back foot of the number. Swexy, he had the spike, he had his ultimate, he had the play, but he still wasn't able to piece it together. Bad Love just sneaks past the board, and Mortal pays the price. What is happening here, dude?
Recovery, redemption, that's what's happening over here. Sai needs to make this round work, otherwise his team will have lost all the advantage that they worked so hard to gather. But Kohli gathers both of them in one single spray and scoops them up.
Even Rex is finding it hard to express himself. He doesn't know to laugh, talk, be rational. I assumed for a second that we might get to see the party there, but I think he's just saving that for a day later to come. That shot from Kappa was beautiful.
Yeah, that
Lovely.
was a nutty
So
shot.
this is what happened. Vibor had his flash in the hand. Okay, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, wasn't able to shoot back. Sai now taking the role of the Hopper. Although I would really like to see Kappa explore the Opping role as well. Of course, he doesn't have the agent for it, but Rex once again bamboozled Sai. He's
This
already
guy,
out
dude.
there. Kappa tries to take that fight, gets the better of Batlove as well, and that was good. And with this, he secured the entirety of B main for himself. The rest of his teammates can now channel themselves towards 3, where most of the attackers seem to be coming.
Yeah, there are still possibilities for them to hit the B side. That recon dart from Kappa, yet again, brilliant. It's been an influential player for his team from the very beginning. And right now, with a minute on the clock, look at that backstab. The Marzel information that they're getting is a boatload. The dink and the finish. What was that frag from Kohli? Ruthless in nature. Rexy, he's been a beast so far, but the party's a flop. It's not the kind of party that you'd want to invite to. Oh no!
Years before, having shut down the Danger Man already, now seeks to secure the site, and he's
bullets.
done well so far. Scout, he's got no utility. At least he's got the spike in his hands, but he'll be discovered soon. 3 for 3. These teams are going head to head with each other.
Dude,
And given the way this game
unlucky.
is going, I think both of these teams will struggle economically in the next 2 rounds. I mean, the only person who has some money on Scout's team is Kohli. He's just dropped like multiple weapons to his people, so yeah, all that money's gone as well.
Did they invest here? Because they have like crucial ultimates, right? They have the Rolling Thunder, they have the Hunter's Fury, they have the Fear from Shadows. There's a lot of things that they can use to get themselves into the side. Then making do with lesser weaponry is still a doable ask.
You want to play?
Let's play. Today, folks, Sai, is he fancy himself the repeat? Oh, nails him through the wall.
And nobody bothered to break that recon dart. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to the server utility. Sai's been doing a decent job of covering the enemy recon darts with his cloud burst, but this time there was nobody to assess Bad Love over there. And he wins the duel. At least Sai is able to win the duel against Bad Love, you know, because he's not been able to win it against Rexy so far.
Yeah,
He positions himself, and Rexy's about to peek yet
There
again.
we
This
go.
time Sai finally puts one on the board. Silences Rex once and for all.
I love it. The round where Sai needed to recover, he's making amends for all his past mistakes. Wimp. Nice timing to catch off the board, and we've seen Marcel in the same position before, against the same player before. What's gonna be the tail this time around? Sai still continues to tear Team Scout into pieces. This is a last-ditch effort from the last 2 members. They're trying to force fights across the map, and they find a lingering mortal.
Yeah. And now that they've lost their mid defender, Sai was the one
Contact.
responsible for shutting them down. But Kappa goes unchecked. He's an untamed beast.
No one escapes his sight. Yeah. 4-3. And at this point, I really hope that Team Scout starts using those ultimates. They can get themselves the sight. But, you know, in all honesty, with the way the ultimates are going to be cycled, if they use the Rolling Thunder, they force the lockdown. If they force the lockdown, they use the Hunter's Fury. It's all going to fall to piece. They just need to maybe commit, but they've been opting in for this split and pick, which, in all honesty, with Rexy's beastly nature, has been favoring him to some extent. It's not something that propels you to a victory, though.
Very narrow angle held by Sai. Forced back. Forced beyond the smoke. Can't defend mid as well now, but Kappa, he tries to make something happen towards B main. At least this B split has been taken care of from one avenue, but Sai is getting pushed
nice
all the way
try.
down to defend his spawn, and Kohli, he's got the better of him. Marzel, he's keeping things in check towards the bottom of mid once again, but Scout equalizes things. So many fights going down on both B main and mid, resulting in a 3v3, but now the tables have turned. The things have changed and the pace is about to get picked up once again by Team Scout as they hurtle down the narrow corridors of A3 Vibhor. He's ready to intercept the stun. Comes
Nice
through,
play,
and
Kohli.
Kohli will get the better of him regardless. But hey, the HP advantage lies massively with Team Mortal.
They have the lockdown if Mortal opts for it. Oh, he could have almost punished the cross. Nice punish from Kappa, though, all the way up from heaven. Scout left all alone, and Kappa reads him like a book. That was a very, very tooth for nail round, and you know, well played from Kohli there. I love the patience that he had in display. Waited for that stun, waited for the setup. Otherwise, you could foreseeably see even some of the pro players maybe just jump the mark and just feel the confidence to take that peak. So the run still ends up leading away from them, and they still have not disposed of their ultimate scripts.
Oh yeah, there's like so many of them. Mortal's got his lockdown farmed up since, I don't know, a couple of rounds now. Hunter's Fury, I think this might be the second one that Kappa has lined up for himself.
Yeah,
He's
Kohli
already
hasn't
used
even
one
used
before.
this.
Yeah, Kohli has not used his ultimate yet. And yeah, Scout has that Rolling Thunder in the pocket since like the last 2 rounds. Think it might be about time to use it.
Yeah. This could be ideal situation as well. Although that Killjoy utility is still gonna make it a pesky problem. Oh, the Hunter's Fury out from Kappa, and they're all grouped up towards B main. He lands one connection but cannot land anything more. The rotation from Sai, however, is brilliant as he's able to find the first, but a little over ambitious on the second. Rexy He's started off the game brilliantly and he's still doing heavy lifting for his team. Although Marcel on the flank always finds timing, always finds the play. Holy, how? He just outreads Marcel.
Yeah, but he's already anticipated Vibor to come through over here. He tries to go for the peak as well, but Vibor wins it. Scout now trapped, has no way out of this one. Kappa goes for the peak and swings him. Finally punished. Spike recovered by Wimp. He used his ultimate to get over there and dig that out of the spawn, but now he's got players coming in from every direction and he needs to isolate them.
Except his. That's the only, defining factor. One's coming from backstab, one's coming from tree, one's coming from heaven. So the only other position he hypothetically could be is short. And never mind.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's given it away, but they didn't. Oh my god, they don't know.
Huh?
They don't know that was him firing. They thought that was one of his teammates, and they haven't anticipated this. Vibor goes down first. The Paranoia hits Mortal square in the face, and Kappa's already low on health. Oh no, but
Nice play from
Kappa, the
Kappa.
bodyguard, gets that frag, gets the protection onto Mortal, and gets the round as well.
Okay, so it's not only us who are confused, so no problem, Crips. It's all cool in the land of Valorant. It all Gucci. But again, it's still no use to Rolling Thunder. I assume that with the A site being their prime target now, it's very, very useful as you committing to the hit that you use that Rolling Thunder. It's also an open site to some extent, right? So you can see them bounce up once the Rolling Thunder hits them. You'll be able to get information and then you can get the confirmation. Of course, with the amount of utility that Rexy has, you don't even need to go the extra length of the gun duel. There we go, Rolling Thunder. Are they gonna spot Vibor on the top? I don't think they spot him in the nick of time, and they make their way in towards the side. Cool, but Sai still trying to make a heroic play. Gets punished. They push the smoke. They push the tree position. Vibor is still not discovered. He's a menace. He is absolutely killing it alongside Marcel. With just clean house and tandem.
Yeah, they both just destroyed them. It's almost like they had a non-existent crossfire, but they still made it work. Marcel just pushing through the smoke when the time was right. They thought that they dealt with the danger when they killed Sai as he was trying to dash out. But Marcel is just unrelenting. He used the flashes perfectly to get the first two frags and then some more. And look at the way he just pounces out of the smoke. Absolutely nobody anticipated him over there. And that made even Vibor's job a little easier.
I mean, that was kind of the saving grace for Vibor. Otherwise, there'd be 4 people staring him down.
Yeah.
Kohli, his presence discovered. They kind of know that this is an A hit now. And look at this, playing close contact at main. Oh my god. Alright, this is gonna be a meat grinder or this is gonna fail horribly, Crips.
They've also got the Paranoia at ready in case something goes wrong. Marcel's got his 2 flashes as well. They're all just waiting for this one. And Vibor, he's not revealed his position just yet. As soon as the Paranoia goes through, I think they're both gonna push out, but the Aftershock forces him outside already, and Marcel's here to back him up as well. They both are peeking them at the same time. It's a mowdown!
That's the blender. And it should be the finish as well. There we go. Kohli couldn't do much. Marcel yet again with the triple. Now he has his ultimate up and running as well. This is a Team Mortal who doesn't even need to use a lockdown on defense. Can you contemplate that for a second?
I know, right? I think it was like the 4th or 5th round when Mortal farmed up his ultimate.
I think third. If I'm not
Third,
mistaken.
yeah, even sooner. And he's not had to use it even once so far.
Absolute boss-like behavior. Lovely. And the showstopper is back up, dude. So we might get to have a party that's actually a party, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't say that again. It doesn't sound nice. I think that's exactly the reason why Rex has been not connecting his showstoppers. He's been having sub Rosa odds.
Oh.
It's probably because of you, Ajit. It's probably because you say it that way.
Yeah, I gotta word the setup as well as casters, so... Oh, okay. That is the Hunter's Fury finally out. Marcel using the null command. This is perfect as it puts a stop to utility and him dying. Oh my god! He just goes on a madman peak. This man's on a rampage! Nobody can put him to a stop at this ace side. He's an absolute terror. They close the door, they're like, we'll deal with him later. Get that damn spike down.
Damn spike down, but will they be able to get into good post-spawn positions with just the 2 of them over here? This side is mostly covered in the entirety of the lockdown. There's only one corner in Vineyard that isn't covered, and they need to break this lockdown. He tries to go for the break, but Sai protects the lockdown. Nobody gets detained, but they know exactly where Wimp is. There's only one place where he can be, and that is
The
towards Vineyard.
clutch.
He still got the frag, and he catches Sai in transition. Oh,
The plan was behind the box, mind you. So
yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. I mean, if he made it through, then there was no chance to for him to stop Sai.
exactly.
Sure,
I was
he can
wondering
go
why
for the
Sai
wall
was
time.
running. He's running straight towards main for some reason. Look at this. Very well isolated with the first fight. All he needed was audio thereafter. Boom.
And it's not like they didn't know where Wimp was. They knew exactly where he will be. There's only one place where you can be if you're not detained, and that is towards
Exactly.
Vineyard. That's the entire point of the lockdown. So good presence of mind from every single player over there. Good presence of mind from Sai as well, knowing that his opponents will try to break the lockdown. They've got no other option. They will have to make this move. They will be forced to. So he protects the lockdown as well. But then later on, he just got bamboozled.
That utility swarm. It's a quick play towards the market position though. And Sai, is he gonna overextend? No. The nades. Oh, that does a decent bit of damage. It's Coley who's tagged all the way dead low, but they still managed to fight back. Vibor, only one person on his team who can find a resurgence. This is going a little too chaotic for the start of the pistol.
Oh no, and even Mortal got picked off. He had absolutely no way to anticipate that Kohli would be present over there. He knew that Marcel had cleared up some area towards 3, so he could just follow him back there. But now Marcel has to escape over here, and he won't be allowed to. So much pressure put on by the defenders over here. It was just incredible how they played this one out. The slow of that chamber trademark was an absolute menace because there was a nade on top of that and a shock dart in combination. So anyone who was slowed down over there had nowhere left to go but just accept their defeat, accept their death. They could see the nade and the shock dart flying towards their faces, but there was no way to escape.
This is a very, very basic setup on Ascent when you have the chamber, right? That's one of the most common places that you'd lay a trademark. Ooh! We get some Marshall action again. Marshall in this round is more like an operator because there's no armor up against them. One shot to the body and they be hitting the dust pretty quick.
And he's just farming up his ultimate, man. The more kills he gets now, the deadlier his ultimate becomes. And of course, his ultimate is the best sniper in the game. So from Marshall to a tour de force, that's going to be a massive upgrade. Mortal has no choice now. He's just going to gamble and try to go for the plant. There's only one person to anticipate him over here, and Wimp is the only defender. It's not like they need any more. If he would have been able to get the kill on Wimp, maybe he could have planted the spike. But then again, all that gets them is a little bit of bonus money, not the round.
This is a place where they have the option to upgrade, right? Would you like bad? I think if I was Bad Love here, I might be tempted to ask one of my teammates to upgrade. But they're going in with all Spectres, which means that they need to kind of force close range fights. But looks at things, it's going to be a rush towards A as well. So if they're able to dodge the reconnaissance, then they might stand a pretty good chance of taking this fight on their turf and on their terms. Sai not able to find the first frag on the first time of asking, and Wimp's able to double up, triple in fact. The Spectre proven its worth, and that recon puts a little bit of question into that reinitiation because the boy, good dodge, good play, evens out the numbers, makes this a more doable 2 versus 2 post plant.
At least the HP advantage still lies with the defenders, so Marshall needs to do the heavy lifting over here. His teammate Vapor is extremely low on health, and a single bullet should be enough to deal with him. They cleared out health. They're being meticulous as well. The shock dart should definitely damage Marshall a bit. Oh no, he actually dodges the entire shock dart. Takes no damage whatsoever. Now forced to fight against Bad Love, and he wins those duels any day.
Well recovered, because after that triple I kind of lost a little bit of hope. I was like, dude, is this gonna be done for? But now Team Mortal, they restabilize in the post plant, although it was sort of a costly round for Team Scarlet to lose. You know, if they start losing momentum now, it's almost a sure but done game at this point. So they need to make sure that they're gonna close this one out in a clinical fashion. At least that's what they're gonna be hoping for.
Scouts tagged. Luckily, there's no Hunter's Fury this time. You notice how Kappa is able to whip out the Hunter's Fury almost every single time someone gets tagged by a drone, and he's actually very good at tagging them with the drone as well. Never misses with that utility.
I know, right? Now that the drone's a piece of crap, it's kind of hard as well.
Yeah, and he still makes it look easy.
This is a very, very split play. They're not taking mid control whatsoever here, Mortal. They just want contact through main, and well, they've achieved that. Nade, pretty good to put a stop to this aggro, but it's actually encouraged it. Rexy, going the recovery, but Boar is still pretty incognito here. I'm pretty sure they might expect him, but I just hope that they keep that in the back of their mind, that that's not something that they overlook.
But this is so good. Vibhor is buying so much time and attention for his teammates over here. He's got 3 defenders stationed at the same place. Only Badlove was defending B, and now that Badlove is dead, they get a free plant. More than that, they still have to deal with Vibhor, who's being a menace against Scout. Jumped down, had no intention of even fighting, wanted to rotate back towards the B side, but Vibhor now forcing even players like Kohli to keep looking in the wrong direction. Finally, Rex is able to single him out. But hey, Vibhor has done his job already. He's wasted so much time for Rex and Kohli, and now they have to mount a nearly impossible retake. The odds certainly are not that great in a 2v3 like this, but can they anticipate Kappa to be around B main? They expect someone to be towards the left-hand side, and this recon should give away Kappa's position. He still goes for the fight! No way, no way. And Marcel trades him out as well. Rexy line straight up into his crosshair, and Marcel is just on a tear today. He was the one carrying his team hard yesterday as well. He's doing the same again.
Yeah, he was heavy carrying in the first half. I think he ended the first half with a good 15 to 17 kills. So yeah, that's kind of the performance that we've come to expect from this man. And the double digits secured. This is exactly what Scout and Co were trying to avoid. Now, it's gonna be a little bit of a bumpy journey, Krebs. The sea is not gonna be smooth to sail. The 0 point, it's dodged relatively well from Badlove, but he's had bad luck from that angle before. Nice shot from Sai. I'm pretty sure that Master should have connected, but again, that's Valorant.
Okay. They're trying to funnel their way into the B side, and Badlove is just not letting them do anything. Gets 1 kill before he finally goes down from that position, but Sai, he's managed to isolate Wimp.
Nice shot.
And nobody would have expected Sai to still be on top of mid, especially when the spike has already made its way to the B side, so there was absolutely no way Wimp could have even anticipated that.
It is a very, very hard comeback that Team Scout now need to pull off if they need to make any kind of redemption here in map 1. Otherwise, we're going to be going to bind pretty soon. Just 2 rounds away, our Team Mortal from securing map 1 and getting that much closer to the grand finals. And you see a different approach here from Team Scout. Last time they kind of relinquished mid and they left it on the back of an alarm bot. Now they're trying to contest that a little more. This time around, they're not going to face anybody, however. They're not going to meet any opposition except for Wimp, who's trying to maybe just jump peek. Although there is cover deployed, and it's soon going to be Team Mortal's turn to contest as well. They know.
Yup.
They know.
Scout is trapped. You can use the aftershock, you can use the fault line, you can use whatever you want. But hey, at least he goes down swinging.
Yeah, deals with Vibhor,
down yet. He's gotten them both. Wins the duel against Vibhor and Mortal as well. Oh, finally Kappa silences his killing spree. But hey, he gets traded immediately by Rex, and Scout has done a brilliant job. Given the situation that he was stuck in, and given what he was able to dig out of it, I would give massive kudos to him.
You want that Odin, right? Yeah, look what it got him.
See, you don't have to be personal like that. But Wimp is about to get up close and personal to Sai. The curvature of the dark cover doesn't let them see.
What a round, and in a position where it was looking bleak for Team Scout, Scout single-handedly bringing a glimmer of hope back into this map 1. So they're what, rounds away from equalizing it? It's a little doable ask, Grips, considering the kind of comeback that we got to see yesterday, I think, from Team Snax? Yeah, that was Team Snax who tried to come back and now are in the lower bracket. You know, they almost did it, but that was from a scoreline we didn't even expect. Here it's much more doable.
Well, 11-7 is certainly a doable comeback. Let's see if they stick to their guns. Sai, for now, leading the charge. He's got everyone else behind him as well, and it seems to be like a standard B main rounds. Didn't even get to dash out. Badlove can't TP back to safety, but I don't think he wants to. Rex now flashed, blinded, but Marcel missed the opportunity to kill him, and this could be a disaster. Oh no, this is exactly what we were afraid of. They need to rush in and break that lockdown, but I think it's gonna pop off regardless. Nobody gets detained, but they now have to cross this treacherous landmass, which has absolutely no cover.
That was the kind of shenanigans that I'm like, you know what, today's Saturday, this is what we're gonna get to see.
Yeah.
What happened to Marcel there? Yeah, he just got Valorant.
Yeah, he just got Valoranted. I mean, there's no justification for missing a spray like that, especially when your opponent is blind.
As a bat.
Dead to rights, yeah.
Like that shot, yeah, excusable. Sai can't compensate. This one, however. How?
I mean, there's a lot of questions, OG. I don't think it's appropriate to ask for the answers to them all. Let's just take it for face value and move on with it. Speaking of face value, you have Sai rushing into the face of Rex. And the moment Rex peeks this, I don't think he will. He's gonna see an ugly sight. Kappa dies instead. He's got more lined up close by. Sai, although, he's gone all the way towards 3, and this could be a power position if he holds his ground over here.
Nice play from Marcel.
Who tried to get the kill onto Sai, also covers him well, but Wimp goes undetected, and he's captured them both. Rex also holds mid, and all of a sudden, even though Team Scout had so much map control, it's Team Mortal who's on the verge of losing now, and Rex just single-handedly defending mid. Wow.
That could have been 12. That could have been map point, but nope. That was a very, very crucial play from Wimp there. From switch, he flips this round like a switch. Look at that. The second one is where it... nice. Just anticipated the repeat. Good stuff. A good second half put on display here by Team Scout, as everybody is now again stepping up individually. We mentioned this in the pre-game, but it's not only the players but the captains and even the content creators from time to time just having a blast. Are they gonna clear this? Oh, they don't. Rexy has been given a little extra room, and against a race like him, you never really want to give him that window of opportunity.
Windows of opportunity, huh? I think this is not a window of opportunity, OG. I think this is the door, and they intend to kick it down like Inspector Taya.
Oh, band kar do, bro.
Oh my god, speaking of Band Kar Do, here comes the carnage. Because the Hunter's Fury has been popped and doesn't connect. I thought it would at least get the players on the tree region, but now Wimp, poor guy, is left in this one and done position of sorts. He does manage to get one before he finally goes down, but Scout, he rolling thunders in the wrong direction. There's 3 people on the other side, and Mortal gets the better of him. Badlove already on the flank. He's trying to kill the spike carrier, but Mortal is not going to give him that satisfaction. Coley knows he's got them cornered. He knows both of them are going to be either towards tree or towards heaven, so he's just going to hold his ground. He's going to wait to reunite with his teammate Badlove in case they decide to go towards the B side, but that's not happening. There's very little time left, and they have no choice but to go towards the A side and commit the plant. He hears them both drop down. The recon doesn't detect him. Oh, this could be big.
This guy has the IQ of a drone scientist. How does he find himself in such positions? The way he just played around with their rotation, man. This guy has a sixth sense.
Sixth sense and a very, very sneaky persona. He's like a ninja.
What a beast, man. Absolutely loving this guy.
Yeah, not only did he get the timing right on letting them escape into tree and then going back around the other side, he dodged the recon, walked right into the alarm bot and shot Mortal in the face before he had a chance to react, distracted Kappa long enough to get the to let Badlove get the kill. Absolute ninja-like stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought ninjas carried shurikens and kunai knives, but no, I think a bow and an arrow is just more than enough.
Yes, sir. I mean, he shows us why he's made the leaderboard so many times, right? So, clearly, big brains behind that big game. The reveal! No, he's still forcing the fight here, Rexy. Maybe this is all intentional. Look at the amount of utility that's being dumped towards Link, and that allows Battle Love to get that first pick. Means whilst nobody was covering his teammate.
And what Rakes fails to do towards B Link, he does it at B main. Goalie also now fighting side.
Disgusting.
Oh,
Give him a tissue.
I think a tissue is not gonna be enough. He needs a whole packet of them. He's gonna be crying after he got shot down like that. I want to see that in the recap.
Okay, he's trying to go for the style points, and that's what I love
My
about this
God.
guy.
I don't think he even intend to shot Sai over there. Sai just
The
happened to
recon.
walk into his body. Yeah, he was recon like a second ago. He wasn't pinging anymore. Still just anticipated where Sai would be, and he just shot him dead. And OD, the comeback has happened. It's done. It's 11-11. Whatever advantage that Team Mortal had at one point has been diminished.
Yeah, after this game, I'm going to check what the age of Kohli is, because he looks really young. I've never seen him before in any other competitive team. I think you've seen him in one, but brilliance like him is not something that you get to see every day. Oh, the Hunter's Fury giving away Love's position, and, you know, he's stuck in no man's land, essentially. His rendezvous is removed. What does he do? Does he TP out? Does he, play aggro in that sense?
Nothing. He just goes in for the kill. Sai was also isolated over there. So there's really not much that the defenders need to do except now find the spike carrier who's managed to make his way towards mid. Marcel inching closer and closer, but there is a trademark that's right across the corner. So he can't cross this border yet. He still has to wait for someone to either peek market or towards mid main. He gets a pick and that should make things a little easier. Meanwhile, Vipo can start moving towards the A side. It's unguarded for now.
Yeah.
For now being the key word.
And Marzel is just hoping for timing, you know. He hears that, he hears the Ambot on the other side, so he's just hoping that somebody comes in a nonchalant fashion and gives him a peek. Not the case whatsoever. Although the A side left wide open, you can see the amount of discipline on display here, right, from Team Scout. Okay, but before, oh, he got jabaited. He got jabaited dirty, bro. That
He died
hurts.
after the round timer went out. That means he's got no money. Imagine being broke in the last round.
I think his team might be able to drop him a gun. Yeah. I think they're just able to squeeze together a buy, but you can see the compromise, right?
Hmm.
It's heavy. They
Yeah,
have to
indeed.
go down to Bulldogs, Spectre. I think Vibor might be a little short on utility. Nah, I think he should have just about enough, my bad. There's an Odin on the play. It's a B rush. Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get the Crips? Oh God! No! No! It's a disaster! They don't have an inkling of what's happening at mid. No!
Finally, Vibor is able to get something done, but both of them
Flash.
are flash blinded. Marcel and Vibor recover. They've brought it down to a 2v3. They have faced much worse odds before, and they've recovered from them. But Scout is about to get a
Oh, God.
freebie, and Vibor just simply not anticipating him over there. Marcel can't account for Kohli to come back so soon either. And Team Scout just mounts this amazing comeback. Mortal was leading 11-6.
What did we just see, bro? What did we just see? I said it because, again, there's nothing else left to say, and it ends up happening. We predicted a 2-0 in the favor of Mortal, and Mortal, yeah, the first map is something that I think he'd like to forget. Again, that last round was so chaotic, right? It starts off with Bad Love just, you know, ignoring
Walking in.
everything. And mind you, I think Mortal's alarm ball also did kind of trigger for
Yeah,
a
his
second.
turret triggered. His turret triggered for like just a second, but then they were like, "Yeah, turret is mostly placed up over there for backstab, and if the turret starts firing in the first 2 seconds of the round, they just discount it for like the turret just doing its random shit." They never anticipated that there was, they never anticipated the turret was shooting at mid and not behind them or anything else like that. Oh my god! And you gotta consider this as well, right? Badlove just walked right out of the catwalk and started shooting them towards B Link. He never even bothered to check high mid. There wasn't even any smoke over there. So in case there was at least one attacker high mid, then maybe they could have dealt with the Badlove threat. But nope, not a single present accounted for, not a single person present. They were all sandwiched towards the B side, and that's not a sandwich you want to get stuck in.
Yeah, and what a Phenomenal comeback. We got to see plays from Scout, got to see plays very early on from Rexy. Bad love. We also what he did in the last round. Wimp with that insane 1 versus 2, and then also being an absolute rook on the defense. And I don't think we need to even mention what Kohli did, dude. Man has just been killing it on the Sova. Am I itching to see more from this guy?
Hmm. Well, Team Scouts, I mean, I have no words to appreciate them. They were just simply too good in the last few rounds. The composure, the clutch plays, the way they handled each other, especially Kohli. Man's a ninja. And whatever words I say for him are just really less. And while you have Kohli being a ninja, you have Bad Love being this loud, boisterous force to be reckoned with. Two of them just having completely different personalities in the game, but my god, when you have both of them firing on both cylinders, firing on all cylinders rather, this is an unstoppable machine. Even Scout stepped up when he needed to. Winning duels against Vibhor, that was not something I anticipated.
And mind you, when it is the best of 3, there is still a distance, right? So this map taking it all the way to 13 to 11, and mind you, with Mortal being the one at 11 who had to concede this map. Let's hope that they're mentally ready for that long journey, because I'm eager to see Icebox, man. I'm tired of Ascent. I'm tired of Bind. Even though we're going to get to see Bind, even though we're naturally going to be excited, the new map just helps sprinkle in a little bit of the joy, which gets removed.
I mean, speaking of getting removed, I saw
Oh,
Sly getting removed
this
by
round.
XC like a surgeon removing a tumor with a knife. Just so precise over there. And Sai did everything correct, you know. He held the angle, he anticipated the curvature of the dark cover, blocked the recon with his smoke. He did nothing wrong. But Rex just continues to win duels like this, and it's just unfathomable.
Yeah, and even that. Pain. Misery. The game felt like it was a breeze initially, especially with the kind of plays that was pulled off from individuals like Kappa and Co. You mentioned it, right? With that Hunter's Fury, he's always lethal. And we got to see it, what, at least 2 times in the first half? I think 3? I'm possibly wrong there. And yeah, he pulls off stuff like this as well. Just winning deals he isn't supposed to. So you have players like that playing on the field, and it's something where you're feeling it, you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Oh, guys, I'm not feeling it anymore. So once they stop feeling it, you can notice the game just gravitate away from them.
Oh, the game gravitates away. All hopes and dreams also start to melt. And when that comeback starts to happen, you know, when they start getting the momentum back, you can feel that desperation in Team Mortal. Towards the tail end of that second half, you could see them, they were trying to go for plays which they don't always go for. They were playing for picks, they were playing for split. That's not something they always do. I mean, whenever it's Team Mortal, at least on the defensive side, they were, you know, doing their job. But on the attacking side, they were mostly sticking to just full-blown rushes, which...
Yeah, so it was a very, very different thing from what we got to saw yesterday, right? We got to see a lot more of the rush kind of play, the execute kind of play. Here it feels like the majority of the attack was just split and pick. You got to see some places where it was improvisation, but that was majority of, you know, the early game failing and the mid-round adaptation that the players were then forced to commit to. So I just hope that in Bind we get to see a little more variety on the attack. A map like Bind, right? You have the opportunity to bamboozle, you have the opportunity to play with rotation, and you have the opportunity to vary with pace. That is one thing that I still like Bind for. And again, you get to put the shotguns to conventional use. Not being salty is a way I'd go about it. But yeah, I'm still thinking, dude. Do you think that this can go 3 maps? Right now,
No. Okay,
you're
so
still
the
down?
reason why I said that I'm siding with Team Mortal over here is because Mortal was phenomenal on Ascent, but when it comes to Bind, right, your team requires a lot more coordination, and the way the team Mortal is playing, they stick together. So they're coordinated that way. If they go for these executes, it's amazing. But on a map like Bind, if you try to go for the split pushes, it might reward you more if you are able to just coordinate well enough and you know exactly when to go where. That is something where I think Team Scout is better off, because you take a look at the lineup of Team Scout. You've got players like Rex, you've got players like Sai and all these guys. These are players who are used to making solo plays. They've held that role before where even individually make a massive impact. So I think simply because the Team Scout players are more well versed with playing by themselves, I think on Bind they will have an advantage and we can finish this off 2-0.
Yeah, we predicted that for Team Mortal as we opened the show. And you know what? With the individual performance on Team Scout, you not only had Badla who came alive on the, op later on, you had Scout with quite frankly unbelievable plays, especially that round where he was tagged with that drone towards mid, right? The fact that he not only outduels Wimp but gets 2 more kills on the back of it and then bites the dust. Yeah, that is stuff that if goes unpunished will certainly leave a stain in the back of your head. And holy dude, sheesh.
Oh, and then this one. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything. Just enjoy
The goodness.
Yeah, just enjoy the rats.
And the finish. So that was map 1 with a very, very close margin. It was closed out 13-11. The players are taking a small break and mentally resetting as well. Because again, with a best of 3 being lined up in front of you, if you're the losing party, you not only have this best of 3, but another best of 3 against Team Snax later on this evening. So it's going to be a fight to stay within the tournament. It's going to be a fight to make it into the grand finals. And it's going to be a fight to ultimately have a little bit of bragging rights, right? I think SK Rossi lost all the bragging rights yesterday. Even though he did get like 40 kills, he still exited the 4th place. So you really can't say much about that. Now we have the rest of GE on Team Snax. In fact, you have Hellranger, you have Lightning Fast, you have Skills. And in all honesty, Team Snax are the one team that I'm really looking forward towards again, because Skills is known to make really good defaults, and I know that Skills is not an in-game leader, Hellranger is an in-game leader. I know that, but it's about the ideas that these minds can bring together. Skills is very good at making quick defaults and quick plays for any new player to join their roster to quickly adapt. So that is a trait that I think will really help Team Snax if they want to truly make that lower bracket run count. And I think the answers to that lie in wait only later this evening. So you guys at home better hit the subscribe button, better hit the bell, and better follow us not only on YouTube but also on Facebook and Loco.
Oh, definitely. You do not want to miss out on any of this action. So go ahead and just bookmark this channel, keep following it. And it's not just this particular tournament, but Penta Esports comes up with several more tournaments, not just for the streamers and the professionals, but also for several underdogs. And they are really committed to building the esports scene of India at a grassroots level. So go ahead and support Penta Esports as well as all our partners. You have Loco, Tug, and Trinity Gaming as well. So go ahead and check them out too. And
we talked a lot about grassroots gaming, right? And I think like that's been the hallmark for Penta, like you have been mentioning. What would be so we've all gone through gaming in different levels, right? We've started as grassroots, we tried to become competitive sweats, we then became into team players, and then I don't know about you, but I even retired from playing. So I've gone through a small circle of my own. What would you say your best grassroots level experience was? Mine was my first LAN in Bangalore in a cafe where I truly got to experience what not only cafe culture was, but also gaming culture, right? When you have somebody you're playing against right on the other side, and when you lose a 1v1 and they're like, go home, kid, you kind of get that nerve.
Yeah,
so that was my experience.
I remember the good old cafe tournaments. This is like CS 1.6 I'm talking about, way back in the day. I think I was 15 or 16 at that time, and there was this Indian CS 1.6 team ATE, and team NSD. Those were the two best 1.6 teams. And one day I'm playing in a cafe tournament, and we kind of getting our ass handed to us. We kind of losing, and we're not losing like by a massive margin, but yeah, we were at a deficit. And then
Yeah.
I suddenly noticed that there's like 2 3 tall men standing behind me, and I turn around and look at them, and I'm like, oh wait, these are the guys who represented India in the Asia Cup. So I'm like, yeah, so all those biggies are standing next to me. And back then I was a kid, so I was very easily intimidated by any esports professional who's already made a name for himself. I mean, right now we take a look at all these players and we see them as friends, we see them as nearly family because we've met them so many times, we've interacted with
Exactly.
them and played with them, even casted so many of their games. So right now it's more of a friendly banter relationship. But at that time, I still remember it was Raid, the guy who was leading Team 80 at that time. He was what, some 25, 26 at that time, and I was barely 16. So he was like an uncle to me. And yeah, that was a little intimidating for me. And yeah, just teenage scripts just sitting in a cyber cafe, trash talking his opponents. I wasn't trash talking, but they were definitely trash talking because I was just focused on the game, laser focused. And then the only thing that distracts me is this very tall dude standing next to me, and I'm like, oh wait, that's the captain of Team India. That's the captain of Team India. He's like standing next to me, and I'm like, okay, cool,
Oh,
pressure, pressure,
damn.
pressure. So that was a cool experience. Hey, the other wholesome experience I had was in the same cafe in a different tournament. I ended up playing Team Wolf. For those of you who don't
Damn.
know,
MTS Game God?
yeah, MTS Game God Wolf. For those of you who are familiar with Team Wolf, you will be very proud of those guys because this was the first Indian team to represent India in a major. No
Yeah.
other team has been to a major so far. In Valorant as well, we've been to like the APAC qualifiers and the upper echelons of LCQ, but never have we been to a major. And this team went to a major. They competed against giants like Get Right and Forest, and then they came back to India. And then I was playing against them. At that time, it consisted of Ritz, Ace. I'm not sure if you guys remember a player called A Star and SMX.
Huh.
I think SMX some people might remember because SMX is active in Valorant as well. And all those guys were just like playing, and I was competing against them. Of course, we lost, but hey, then again,
You're supposed to lose,
I
right?
was supposed to lose, right? They were the best team in South Asia at that time.
Exactly. I think for me I had two experiences. One was the first time I went for the cafe tournament, right? So I'm from Bangalore, for those who don't know, and Bangalore or South is not really known for having any of the best tactical FPS teams, at least from back in the day. So we used to have really good players with really nice individual skill. Think about players like Marzel, who used to be
Mazel,
very,
Rossi,
very
SK Rossi.
yeah, he was one of the pioneers from the South who was able to push, for more teams from the South to represent. And
Mm,
that came along with SK Rossi's skills later on. Before that, we had Snorlax as well. So these are players that I got to play up against in LAN. They were just playing with meme teams, but with friends who are really good. And they still have like really good understanding of how the game works, right?
mm.
So I think I had my first experience in a cafe called Blitz. And I was playing with teammates who were significantly older as well, like 23, 25, even 27.
And you were like
And
some 14 or 15 at that time,
I was
I guess.
16. I
Yeah,
think I was 16 or
yeah.
15. And it was a very, very eye opening experience because you got to meet people who got into full time esports. And that's something I never really knew back in the day. You can do this for a living and you can have your entire life based around this. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And, losing there, having nerves tested, not having. There were moments where I wanted to say something, but I was on the nerves so much that I didn't even speak. So
Mm.
completely frozen is, I think, the way I can put it. So I got to experience that firsthand, and I got to learn how to beat that on the spot later on. And I think the one experience that I'll never forget, where I got to meet all the people that I look up to and now chill with and call friends, is the Optic Tryout, because I got to meet a lot of coming talent. I got to meet a lot of respected talent. I got to meet the what we call the father figures of our community, right? You talk about Blay, Equitas, you talk about that entire crew. We got to meet a lot of people, and it was just like a 2-day extravaganza in Bangalore, where all I did in the cafe was just go play CS for the fun of it.
Yeah. And I mean, sure, we are all reminiscing about the old days of CS and like 1.6 and Go, but then even Valorant has had the old days. Back in the beta, I remember some of my friends were able to get the beta access, and I asked them, "Wait, how did you get this?" And they were like, "Oh, we just watched Tarek all day." And okay, you got a beta access from Twitch by just dropping that. And some of the people who did manage to get early access, they had like a little edge, so they used to flex on us, saying, "Yeah, we've been playing since day zero. You guys started on day one," and the whole
Yeah,
banter
I've been
started
there.
in,
I've
in,
been
in
there.
yeah, the whole banter started in that aspect. And these all these stories, we were just discussing them when when I was able to meet some of these content creators in person. Like, I had the opportunity to meet Mortal very recently, and we were on this
Interesting.
retreat in Jaipur of sorts. So yeah, I mean, just outside of the game as well, they're really, really chill people. And yeah, more stories about that later on. I think we've done plenty of story sessions so far. We gotta save some for the later days as well. But before we head into the next game, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be heading into a short break. Keep in mind that we have the upper bracket final going on right now between Team Mortal and Team Scout, where Team Scout just managed to mount a comeback and win map number 1, but we still have 2 more maps to go. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you on the other side.
When did you start playing Valorant?
Um, I started playing Valorant back in 2020. सबसे late start करी थी मैंने. तो it was around July 2020.
Share with us one of your favorite moments while playing Valorant.
Memories तो बहुत create करी है. Favorite moment की मैं बात करूँगा तो हमारा EXO का time था जब when I was in team EXO along with Black Hawk, Wim, Xkali and Ghost. वो काफी फन टाइम्स थे. हम लोगों ने काफी टूर्नामेंट्स जीते थे, काफी टूर्नामेंट्स में अच्छा प्लेस करा था, तो काफी अच्छे मोमेंट्स थे.
What do you think of your team? What are your chances of winning the All-Stars Showdown?
आई एम प्रीटी कॉन्फिडेंट मेरी टीम के ऊपर एंड हमारा जो टीम लीडर है इवन उस पे भी, क्योंकि मॉर्टल ने जो टीम पिक करी है कुछ सोच समझ के करी है एंड जो प्लेयर्स है मैं सबको जानता भी हूँ. आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि वी आर गोइंग टू विन दिस.
Which team do you think is your biggest competition in the All-Stars Showdown?
मैं टू बी ऑनेस्ट किसी को भी अपना कंपटीशन नहीं मानता कभी भी व्हेनेवर आई प्ले अ टूर्नामेंट. सो आई एम जस्ट गोना से कि नो कंपटीशन.
And what's going to be your strategy going into the matches?
वी आर जस्ट गोना ट्राई टू हैव लॉट ऑफ फन एंड ऐसा कुछ ऐसा स्ट्रेटजी नहीं है. जितना उतना फन करेंगे, ट्राई करेंगे एंड विल जस्ट गो विद द फ्लो.
When did you start playing Valorant?
Valorant, I think I started playing Valorant after the beta in 2019 and I think so, December 2019. Like I had quit CS and I was thinking to go outside for my further studies, but Valorant launch हुआ and तभी COVID भी hit हुआ था. So my studies plan got postponed or like cancelled at that time. So Valorant लॉन्च हुआ था एंड लाइक ऐसे मजे के लिए खेलना चालू किया था. सो या दिसंबर 2019.
Share with us one of your favorite moments while playing Valorant.
The Bangalore LAN. Like we attended the LAN, we played under the banner Enigma, and the LAN, the crowd, the energy, it was like non-comparable. Like किसी कोई भी LAN के साथ अभी तक compare नहीं कर सकते. And we won that LAN, so that was one of the memorable thing I can like put in my life.
What do you think of your team? What are your chances of winning the All-Stars Showdown?
Like chances are very high because like हम लोग में दो young players है, Badlove and Kohli, जो like they are known to frag. एक IGL and experienced player Wimp and Scout Valorant भी बहुत अच्छा खेलता है. So I think like and McQueen. I haven't seen her play that much, but I have heard that she plays good. So I think like in all it's a very good team and strong team. Like सब सारे components है which are positive, and I think we have a good chance in winning this thing.
Which team do you think is your biggest competition in the All-Stars Showdown?
Snax का team. Like Hell, Lightning Fast, ये लोग सब लोग like global का एक part है, and they are obviously very 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 good players. So I think that would be the most toughest team for us to play against.
And what's going to be your strategy going into the matches?
I just have one line which I learned from my ex-teammate Antidote. No logic, only magic. बस जो भी होगा गेम में देखेंगे. अगर हुआ बराबर वर्क किया तो इजीली जीत जाएंगे, अगर नहीं तो मे बी कुछ और ट्राई कर लेंगे. बट अभी के लिए वी डोंट हैव एनी प्लान एज सच. विल जस्ट प्ले ऑन आवर स्ट्रेंथ्स. लाइक जिसको जो एजेंट पसंद है, कंफर्ट जोन है, वो उसके अराउंड ही खेलेंगे हम लोग, और विल होप फॉर द बेस्ट.
When did you start playing Valorant?
I started playing Valorant ever since like the news came out that a game called Valorant is gonna come out. As soon as the beta version of the game come out, I was like, watching the streams all day to get a drop, the like Twitch drop, and as soon as I got it, I started playing it, and I haven't stopped since then.
Share with us one of your favorite moments while playing Valorant.
Favorite moment would be, representing India in the VCT APAC Challenger series. That was like a proud moment for me, representing my country, and performing well there was something that we wanted to do, but we could not achieve. So, maybe sometime in the future.
What do you think of your team? What are your chances of winning the All-Stars Showdown?
I think our team is pretty good. I think all the players in my team are pretty experienced. So I think we have a really good chance of winning this entire thing.
Which team do you think is your biggest competition in the All-Stars Showdown?
I don't consider any team as a competition because I think we are just gonna win it pretty easily.
And what's gonna be your strategy going into the matches?
No real strategy, just go and shoot some hits. Nothing much.
When did you start playing Valorant?
I started playing Valorant. I don't exactly remember, but when it was released in our region, I started playing it from that month.
Share with us one of your favorite moments while playing Valorant.
It would be me getting a 3K against Global Esports and us closing out a map which was going for 3 or 2 overtimes. I don't exactly remember. Yeah, that was good.
What do you think of your team? What are your chances of winning the All-Stars Showdown?
I think our roster is really good. And potentially we can win this tournament. I think we can win this tournament, yeah.
Which team do you think is your biggest competition in the All-Stars Showdown?
Biggest competition would be Mortal's team, which includes Marzel and Sai. I think that team is the biggest competition for us.
And what's going to be your strategy going into the matches?
Strategy, all of us haven't played with each other. Our strategy is only going to be just communicating well and adapting well and having fun.
Download Loco now. Download Loco now. Download Loco now. Oi, download Loco now. Download Loco now.
Showdown.